Thank you. I really want to thank Senators Portman, Whitehouse, Klobuchar for their great leadership on this important legislation, and I was really proud to work with them on this. I also, too, want to thank Chairman Grassley of the Judiciary Committee and Chairman Alexander of the Help Committee, because both were great partners in helping us get to the Senate floor. And today we had an overwhelming vote on the Senate floor for the Comprehensive Addiction and Recovery Act. And I can tell you that my home state of New Hampshire, we have more than a person dying every single day. We have seen a record number of drug deaths from both heroin and the combination of heroin and a deadly drug called fentanyl. And so this bill that really brought together stakeholder groups across the country has such broad support in the communities and those who are on the front lines of addressing the fight we have against opiates and those that struggle with addiction. I want to thank all those groups for helping us and for giving us great advice. I also want to thank the law enforcement community that has been strongly behind this bill as well, including the New England Chiefs of Police and also my own New Hampshire Chiefs of Police for their support. This bill will make a difference, focusing on prevention, treatment, focusing on making sure that we continue to help our first responders, on interdiction, on really getting to the abuse of prescription drugs and better education, strengthening our prescription monitoring programs. This truly is a thoughtful, thorough approach to addressing what is a public health epidemic that I can tell you every day I have someone who's telling me a story about a daughter, a son, a granddaughter, a grandson, a friend who's been lost, lives lost. We're at risk of losing a whole generation. And this bill is an important step forward. So I'm calling on the House of Representatives as well to take this to the floor immediately, to get this bill passed, to get it to the President's desk, because we cannot afford to wait. There are lives on the line. This is an approach that will help address the epidemic and, as Senator Whitehouse said, turn the tide, and really to say to those struggling with addiction that we support you. We want to get you the help. We want to help you turn your life around. We know that there are evidence-based strategies that will work, and that's what this bill is focused on. So again, want to thank my colleagues, and I will be certainly doing everything I can to make sure that the House of Representatives pass this bill. And I also want to say that we'll continue to advocate to the Appropriations Committee. At the end of the year, in the end of the year funding bill, there was a 284% increase to funding focused on these issues to both CDC and SAMHSA, and also an increase in the state block grants. But we need to continue those efforts, and I look forward to working with my colleagues as we're in the appropriations process right now to fight for additional funding now that and obviously passing the CARA framework to make sure that that funding is effectively spent to help those and turn the tide of what we're facing in New Hampshire and across the country. And so I thank my colleagues again. This is an important step forward, and the House now needs to take it up and do the right thing.